It wasn't the result we wanted. It's a bit of a strange end. Last home game of the season, but there's still plenty work to do, and we are still in this. The Brighton match, folks, come up, Newcastle fans, to do us a favour and make sure you stick around. Are we going to be in Europe next season?
Yes.
Welcome back to Black Banter, you lovely, lovely Newcastle fans, as I am about to embark on the last Premier League home game of the season. And I just think there should be an unwritten rule. Our last couple of home games have been night games. It just doesn't have that same feel to it. Last game should be traditional 3 o'clock, and it should be absolutely glorious sunshine. And ladies, anyone inside St James's Park today, I've even got the shorts on. Yes, the baby calves are coming out to play today. Oh, it's beautiful. Newcastle United might be getting European football again. I'm going to Australia in less than a week to follow the Mags. Life could not be better. And I tell you what, anyone who might need a bit of a reminder, I know we all say, don't look back at the past. I got a reminder on my Facebook memories 8 years to the day that I put a status about us getting relegated without even kicking a ball. Sunderland won 3-0 against Everton 8 years ago today, and we were relegated. And it was another dark day in this football club. And those days now are absolutely long behind us. War Flags have got something special planned. Let's toast the players. There's of course, the lap of honour where we have a bit of a thank you, a bit of a clap, a bit of a sing-song at the end. I'm going to sing some pints this afternoon and just embark on. This is the weirdest last home game because there's still so much to play for. We cannot rest on our laurels. Man United on Wednesday is a cup final for me because I despise them. But without further ado, in the glorious sunshine, let's get over to St James's Park and get amongst it. Away Eddie Howe's Factor 50 men. Right, I'm just outside St James's Park. The sun is shining. Everything points to a fantastic afternoon following Eddie Howe's Mags in St James's Park. But I am joined by someone who's been on my live streams. Yes, Black and White Banter does live streams, if you didn't already know. It's Mr. Lee Jones. I've just disclosed your full name there. Yeah, if you want to check him up there, feel free to do so. Ticket in the ballot, Eddie Howe's Ballot Mags.
Eddie Howe's Ballot Mags.
Where are you sitting today?
I'm Milburn stand today.
Happy days, sun is shining, Lee's got a ticket. But are we going to get the win?
We are going to get the win. It's going to be tough, but you've got to be confident.
That's what I like to hear.
We've got to win.
Happy days, and we were just discussing team. I couldn't actually get on my phone signal-wise. There's not great news. I feel like you've just broken something to me from Sky Sports, live from Lee. Callum Wilson's not in the squad.
Yeah, not in. Eddie Howe thinks he's got a bit of tightness, so he wasn't risked.
There was rumours of it in the week. I did a video, not bigging him up, but talking about the possibility of keeping him. That doesn't look good. But we're not here to talk about who's not in the squad. Not too many changes. Elliot Anderson's for him, I believe, is the only one.
The team.
Yeah. I literally feel like I'm getting the Sky Sports update here outside the stadium, live with Lee. So what's the scoreline going to be today?
I'll go 3-1-2.
First scorer?
Anthony Gordon.
And we were just saying this is a really weird last game of the season. Normally you've got the lap of honour which you celebrate. The last 2 seasons it's been like a bit of a party. This one, there's no time for that. We've got Man United, my cup final. I think your cup final as well, to be fair. Yeah. We're from the same neck of the woods. It's definitely our cup final. We know enough people for it to be our cup final. We don't have time to party. There's no thanks for your efforts this season. It's let's get on to Man United, let's get the job done there. But we do have a football match to think about. He's going for a win, I'm going for a win. I'm going to let Lee go now because the ticket and queues are absolutely disgusting and you don't want to sacrifice the flag display for a video of me. Right, absolute pleasure to have you on. Let's get into these today. I tell you what, it could be hot. And again, in the words of the in-betweeners, it could be too hot.
I'm hot.
It is well hot.
Might be too hot.
Might be.
I've just got Lee's thoughts. He's confident, he's happy, we all are. That's what the sunshine does, a bit of vitamin D. Eddie Howe's vitamin D mags. But the Callum Wilson thing's really frustrating, and that totally changed. Anyone who's watched my video about Callum Wilson, his stats, what he could maybe bring to us next season, the fact that he's suffering a little bit of tightness, Lee's just said. If that's true, I don't know. From just playing 1.5 matches, a big part against Sheffield United and then what a start against Burnley. But again, you know, I'm not going to dampen my spirits today. It is a very strange last game of the season. Lap of honour is always interesting. You know, I think last season we had baby Miggy banging in a one in the bottom corner.
Back to Miggy, back to baby Miggy, still baby Miggy, still baby Miggy, back to Miggy, back to baby Miggy, still baby Miggy, still baby Miggy, still baby Miggy, Miggy, still baby 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 Miggy, goal, goal, goal.
A little bit better than Miggy, am I allowed to say that? I don't know. But hey, Eddie Howe's got options. He hasn't chose to use any of the options, but Joe Linton's back in the mix. Nick Pope's back in the mix. This is just a great day to have a great day. It's a great day to have a great day. But speaking of great days, I'm going to make yours a little bit better with some black and white banter. Stats. 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 Do-do-do-do, the stats. Do-do-do-do. This is an interesting one. If Newcastle United put the ball in the back of the net today, they will have scored in every single home game of a season for the first time in the top flight since 1958-59. Call Dog, if you're watching, I think you were alive and kicking then. You might be able to tell us on a different video what that was like. But come on, 1 goal, and that is an amazing stat. We have had so much bang for our buck with these seasons where you all hate me for cursing my words a little bit. Brighton have scored 5 goals in their last 10 Premier League matches. That's their lowest return for 2 years now since they beat Sheffield United 5-0. So if we're coming up against a team that we should look to keep a clean sheet against, it's these Seagulls who don't seem to do very well in front of goal at the moment. I hope that's not something that you all hate me for at the end of this video.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Finally, the absolute travesty that is Anthony Gordon not being nominated for Young Player of the Season by the Premier League. It's an absolute joke. It's a farce. What a crock of shite, pardon the French. But I don't care. He's got Newcastle's Player of the Season, rightly so, and he has been involved in more goals since Alan Shearer in the 2003-2004 season, so he's in very good company. What a season he's had, and the fact that the Premier League have got Tottenham's full-back in there instead, oh, it just winds me up. But hey, I'm not bothered. Keep doing what you're doing, son. Get that Euro tournament, get on Gareth Southgate's plane and just keep playing your football. Right, that's the stats over with. You're welcome. Does anyone else get a little bit sad last game of the season? I just end up reflecting. I'm not even in the stadium yet, and I'm just thinking about like all the great memories I've had this season, and it feels like a season where we haven't had many, but my God, we've probably had more than I can remember. Beating Man United, beating PSG, even the AC Milan and Dortmund Champions League nights, the Tottenham game, the West Ham comeback. Just all a bit sad when it comes to an end, but we get to do it all again, and of course, there is Australia to look forward to. Anyway, I'm yabbing on. Let's get inside St James's Park. Let's get annoyed by digital ticking. And let's get sunburnt watching Eddie Howe's absolutely class mags. My last awful half-time beer just tastes a little bit sweet. Yes, I missed the goal. Yes, I was stood with a pint and a half in my hand, but I do not care. First half, we've had all the ball there. We just haven't really done much in that final third, that final pass, that final chance. We've had a couple though. One from the corner. He's not getting saved. He might have been offside when I've watched that one back. But generally speaking, we've been pretty good there. Brighton, the way Brighton play fascinates me. It always has. They rely on us pressing to try and play one ball through the middle, and it's almost caught us out a couple of times. Their goal looked very, very scrappy, and there was nerves jangling. But this now that we've equalised, that's huge. This has a feel of the Sheffield United game all over again. Because in the second half, we've got options to come off the bench. Let's just go and get the job done. Europe again, ole, ole. The chance of going at half time. I like it. I love it. let's just try and get this job done. Massive second half coming. Massive second half. Let's get the 3 points and move on to Man United on Wednesday. 45 minutes. How are you, Eddie Howe's? Mags, I'm still read up, by the way. Right, just come out of the match. Obviously more delayed than normal because of that lap of honour, which was the weirdest ever. Joined by Lee, who obviously was happily enough to join us before the game. Lee, that's a funny one. I don't think any of us expected that. You, me, anyone I spoke to anywhere expected a draw. What's your thoughts?
It was a frustrating afternoon. I mean, there was a lot of huff and puff from us, but to be fair, Brighton, they set up well. They had their game plan, they frustrated us. And ultimately we just didn't quite do enough to win the game.
That's going to be my first question. What we've been banging in goals for fun this season, not just recently, this season. What didn't quite work today for you?
It was just that final ball. The amount of times we'd sort of get into that final third and there'd be a ball across and he'd cut out by the centre half or just breakdowns. But that's testament to how well organised they were at the back. I mean, fair play to them. But yeah, it was just that last sort of thing. We hardly tested their keeper.
I was just about to say that. But again, we didn't have loads of chances to discuss. There was a header in the first half from a corner that looked a very good chance at my end. There was a shot that I think Isak's, when he went through in the first half, it was saved, but he might have been offside. I was down for a pint at that point. It looked like he might have been offside. Yeah, we just probably didn't do enough. What did you think of substitutes coming on? All excited to see Joe Linton back on, but I don't know. I said to the bloke to the right of me, I don't know whether that was the right move at the time when we were chasing the game. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of them things. I mean, at the time, we were looking all right in the game at that point. And I was surprised to see Isak coming off. I mean, I guess he had Wednesday in mind as well,
yeah.
And
he does get their game matches.
90 and then
he had a quiet day.
But he wasn't really. Yeah, like you say, we didn't test the keeper very often, and he's a centre forward. So, I guess I can understand why he came off. But yeah, I get the thinking behind the subs. They just didn't quite.
And what's your feeling after that?
A bit
frustration.
Yeah, frustration's the overriding thing. I mean,
but not concern.
Not concern. I mean, ultimately we are still in a very good position.
First question: are we going to secure European football? Massive game on Wednesday, cup final, awful team we're going down there to play. Are we going to secure European football?
We will be in European football next year.
We will be in European football. That's the confident answer.
League or Europa League, we'll be in one of them.
Right, absolute pleasure, Lee. Right, I'm joined by three lovely gentlemen here. And a new gentleman that I've two new gentlemen I'm meeting for the first time, but one that's got a very, very interesting story, Mr. Swiss Chris, which is, no, I haven't made that up, I've been told that's what you get, which I love, and of course, what we are looking at here, there's a reason for that name. Right, so, first question, you've got that lovely microphone underneath you. What is your story and how do you know these gentlemen?
It's been what, 10 years? We met us?
Yeah.
In a pub?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His brother-in-law bumped into me in the Junction pub.
Junction, yeah.
Big, tall, black guy, and I went, it's fucking Lascelles. And he couldn't speak a word of English. And Christian had to start and speak for him.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
That's how we met.
That's exactly it.
And ever since, so were you not? So you weren't supporting Newcastle before then?
Yes.
Oh, you were. Sorry, right. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Long time, yeah.
Right.
Ages.
96.
96, yeah.
Right. So how many times do you get over for matches then? Or we were just chatting about this earlier.
Maybe 6-7 times a season. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Easy, yeah.
And do you have a team back home as well? Do you sort of bounce?
No, only Newcastle United.
Right. Okay. Right. So is there a supporters club where you're based? Do you meet up at a pub like most places or not? I'm sure I've seen a Swiss supporters club on Facebook.
No, only the Swiss national team and Newcastle.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So there's no place. So you just watch the games on the TV in the house when you're not over here, or?
Yes. I used to see every game. I watch every game on TV.
Amazing. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. What did you think of that?
That wasn't the best game this season. I think we should have scored the second one, but we didn't.
Disappointing.
I hope we are not short for Europe. I think you come to Switzerland next year.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, yeah.
I would
Would
love
be nice.
to.
Would
Are
be.
you going to accommodate us if we come over?
Oh yeah.
All in your house,
and
kicking on
away.
your floor.
Yeah.
Ask him where he's staying the night. Where you stopping? In Blythe.
In Blythe.
My house.
So he's not from Switzerland, he's from
Right. No, that's big time burn, but yeah.
Any man of the match?
Bruno.
Bruno?
Yeah.
Me.
By a mile.
He controlled the midfield.
Again.
Yeah.
Again.
He's the best midfielder ever in Newcastle, I think.
He's good. He's
Oh,
very
he's
good.
really good.
He's
He's
very,
really
very
good.
good. But again, he looked dejected at full time when he sat on the floor for a long time. Dare I ask the question, if we did not get European football, would Bruno still be at the football club? I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because I think we will get European football with 2 matches left. If we didn't, it's a big if, is he going to stay at Newcastle if we don't have European football?
He'll stay for sure. He'll stay for sure.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Right, I like that answer. And that leads me on to my last question very nicely. And we'll probably talk about this down in Manchester on Wednesday. Are we? You've already answered that we will be playing a Swiss side potentially next season. Are we going to be in Europe next season?
Yes.
Yes. Definitely, yeah.
Love,
big yes.
I love that confidence. Right, without further ado, I think you gentlemen need to go and sing some pints.
I'll go to the strawberry.
You're going to the strawberry. Well, everything was set up for a perfect afternoon at St James's Park. The weather's been booming. I've got my shorts on. Players are coming back from injury. It's a lovely Saturday 3 o'clock. We've got a lovely lap of honour to enjoy. And it's just not in the Newcastle script in my lifetime for us to get the result and go on top of that. It's frustrating, so frustrating, and I think that's genuinely the vibe in fans I've spoken to after. That was generally the vibe in the lap of honour after, is just frustration. I saw it in Bruno, he was sat on the floor, he didn't really... The players at the end, that was the strangest lap of honour appreciation that I've probably been involved in since Eddie Howe's come in, because it was strange going in. We knew there was lots still to play for. Wednesday, Sunday against Brentford, lots of points still to play for, and I never saw that draw coming. I didn't, and I'm not coming out worried. Newcastle United weren't bad today. Brighton weren't great today. I'm talking what? Sorry. Talking what?
Talking bollocks, mate.
Talking bollocks.
Aye.
Give us your thoughts then, go ahead.
Although both teams are poor.
Both teams were poor.
Aye. Although both teams are poor.
Are we going to get European football?
Right, it depends on the teams, doesn't it?
Yes or no? Go on. That's a sit on the fence answer. Go on.
I think Man U won't. I think
Good.
it's Chelsea.
Good.
I think if Chelsea gets...
Got you.
I think Chelsea could win every game this season.
Conference League then maybe.
Depends on Chelsea. Honestly, I think if we win against Man U, I think aye.
Happy days.
But it depends. Chelsea could win every game, and then they get Conference League. If we win every game,
You still sound like you're sitting on the fence a little bit.
aye, of course on the fence.
Yes or no? Will we be playing European football next season?
They're playing Forest there.
Yeah. Forest at R5.
It depends on that. I think Forest will go team.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Got there in the end. I was just rudely cut off by a bloke who goes past me every week and shouts, talking a load of bollocks, mate. So I just thought I'd chase after him and get his thoughts. And his dad was trying to get him to rush on. He didn't want him to speak on this video. Look, a lot of people don't like people doing these, but if you're going to shout, what a load of bollocks, I might chase after you with my microphone. Hey-ho. Totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, I didn't think Newcastle were bad today. We weren't. We had all of the ball. I haven't seen the possession stats. First half, we huffed and we puffed, and then they scored, and their goal looked scrappy. But what I found fascinating, and I will continue to find fascinating about Brighton, is their style of play. De Zerbi only has one way. They rely on a team pressing hard around their goalkeeper, their centre-backs, who have the highest passing stats out of any defender in the league, can I just say. And then they try and hit you with one pass. Once them gaps open up, and they did that, they tried doing that. And to be fair, my man of the match today, Mr. Emil Kraft, I know Bruno pulled the strings and he was good again, he always is. Emil Kraft had to be on his toes today, because it was one pass through the middle and Pedro was trying to pick that ball up and make things happen for them when we pressed on them. And we played Brighton last season and they played exactly the same, but we were a little bit better. We were better. We were a little bit more disciplined in our press, but in the final third we were better. And it's a fascinating battle against these, and a one that it's quite unique. Brighton, there's only one team that has higher possession and passing stats in the Premier League than Brighton, and it's Manchester City. We all know how Manchester City play, so that's the animal we were playing today. And first half, we just had all of the ball, and I went in at half time just to get me beer, and I thought, you know what? We haven't created very much, but it's coming. It's coming. We had a header at the back post from a corner. Isak went through, and it was saved by their goal. He might have been offside, but just before half time, we get the equaliser, and that's exactly what we needed. And I thought, right, this is going to be like Sheffield United. This is when their floodgates might open. We've got options to come off the bench. And I tell you what, in the second half, I thought we looked leggy. I really thought we looked leggy, and I don't know why that is. We've had a full week to prepare, but we just seem to run out of a little bit. And Eddie Howe made the changes. Alexander Isak came off. I still don't think Alexander Isak's got a full match in him. I don't see that in matches so far. He does slow down quite a lot. We might just have to accept he's one of them players that does slow down as we go on. He came off. He brought Joe Linton on. We're all delighted to see Joe Linton come on. Absolutely delighted. And Barnes. And I just didn't think we saw the impact. Joe Linton is a half-fit Joe Linton. That's who it is. I do believe having that bench back is amazing. Some of these players have come back is amazing. As we talked about pre-match, Joe Linton just didn't quite hit the heights, and that's totally fine. And Barnes, I don't think the match was suited him. He plays on the shoulder, and he just wasn't really getting that service. And then moving Gordon into more of a central area, Miguel Almiron coming on the pitch, by the way, most embarrassing dive you will ever see. I don't even need to watch it back. That was embarrassing, and I hate nothing more than seeing football players get booked for diving. He did have a bit of an impact. Everyone knows I'm not a massive Miguel Almiron fan. So today, that impact from the bench wasn't quite there, maybe at the time when we needed it, but I just thought we dropped off a little bit. Brighton stuck to their game plan, but I'm also going to give an awful shout out for the referee today, who was intent. And anyone who watches my videos knows I don't normally mention referees, and I always get comments saying, oh, I thought the referee was terrible. Well, I like to talk about the football team, but he was determined to slow the match down today. Absolutely determined to. Stoppages here and there. Not picking up on the fact that their goalkeeper was stopping it in every given opportunity. Yes, he probably's got the 2 yellow cards for dives, right? Fair play. But he was just consistently poor in the speed of the football match. This is the Premier League, not the bloody walking football for the over 60s. That was frustrating. But hey, look, my man of the match today is going to go to Emil Kraft. I mentioned him earlier. I thought defensively today we were solid. Hall had a steady game. I thought his passing was a little bit off at times. I thought Elliot Anderson dropped into that almost inverted left back, makeshift left back at times quite well. I thought Anderson really impressed in the first half coming in for Callum Wilson. But Emil Kraft takes the plaudits for me today. We know he's not going to be a world beater. He's not going to start football matches when everybody is fit. But he is the international, as we have to mention, for Sweden, who are no mugs. And I thought he was solid today. He's not a defender who's going to play the ball out the back. He doesn't look that great with the ball at his feet, but he defends, and that's good, and that's who I'm going to give it to. I thought Gordon had a quiet day. Isak, very quiet day. Murphy, lots of the ball in the first half, but not enough quality, and that probably sums Murphy up. I do like him on his day, as we saw Burnley, but Newcastle United today just huffed and puffed and huffed and puffed a little bit more, and they couldn't break down a Brighton system that was determined to just get anything they could. And when it was 1-1 in the dying minutes, they were fighting for their lives to get that point. So where does that leave us? Well, normally I would do almost I would look into the last home game of the season and talk about the season as a whole. That's not what this video is about, because we have a huge match on Wednesday. Let's assume that Arsenal, fingers crossed, batter Man United on Sunday. That leaves the door open for us to go down there, really focus on what didn't quite go right today. And there was a lot in an attacking third that didn't go right, and take the game, because that Man United side are all at 6s and 7s, and by the time they've played Arsenal, they might be even worse off. We need to go down there and treat that match as our cup final. And then where that'll leave us for the Brentford match, who knows on the Sunday. But again, Brentford is another winnable match. This was not the result we wanted today, by any means, in the lovely sunshine. But as I said at the very start of this video, I got a reminder today that 8 years ago we were relegated by the Mackhams, beating Everton. We've come a long way, and the fact we are still in this conversation for European football with all the injuries, the fact that we had players coming off today who are just coming back from long-term injuries, is still very, very good. It was a little bit flat by the end, a little bit surprising, but we go again on Wednesday. It needs every single fan, every single player, every single member of the coaching staff to give this last 2 matches absolute hell. Newcastle fans, go and enjoy the rest of your weekend. We didn't lose the football match. Another point on. Let's see what the other results are this weekend. And fingers crossed, we can still be in that conversation come 10 o'clock on Wednesday night in that massive game down in Manchester. If you've liked this match for Newcastle fans, do us a favour. Drop us a little likey, whack that subscribe, and I'll see you down at Old Trafford. Bye. God they don't come bigger. Away, Eddie House, Max.